This video is about presenting and analyzing data. I will show you 6 ways to present data. I won't get bogged down with detail. All I want to do here is to get you to understand that you choose a method of presenting data that suits your audience or your readers. First, we have a pie chart, which is fairly easy to read and gives you a general idea of what's going on. And then we have a graph with more than one line on it. This is so you can compare data. This is called a bar chart. It can be vertical or horizontal, and we can color it to emphasize certain points. Here is another bar chart and a line overlaid on it. You may have a specialist topic like the injuries caused to a football player. And here is a map that shows different climates or different populations or whatever it is you need to explain on a large scale. This video is very long. Sorry about that. You may need to watch it a few times and pause it every now and again so that you get the full benefit. We have seen several different ways to present the findings of a survey. However, before we do that, there are some mathematical tasks to perform. Finding the average of some results, finding the spread of those results, finding the mean is like the average, finding the median is the middle value, the mode is the most common value. You will learn these properly in another video. The best way to start is to create a table of your results. Next, you can order the results either ascending or descending. Spreadsheets like Excel are very good for this kind of work. They make it easy to sort data, highlight certain data, and create a graph or pie chart based on that data. To fully understand how this works, you will need to do it by hand at first. This is what they will expect in the exam. In the following slide, I have created an example in Excel, and you can see different ways to calculate and illustrate the data. Here is the data, and there's lots of it, and I would not like to try and sort that lot out by hand. I have magnified the top section of the data so that you can read it. However, it's not very interesting as it is. Some of the grades might be influenced by the fact the students sit next to each other. From this chart, we see that girls of this age tend to do much better than boys. Also, the red line stops at 27 and the green line stops at 33. This is the same information presented in a different way. You see, the former is much easier to read than this one. We can see that there are 33 boys and 27 girls. And you mustn't take any notice of these results because I just threw random numbers into the spreadsheet. Here is another chart based on the same information, but this time we are going by the grades of dyslexic students. You can see there are very few girls who are dyslexic and quite lots of boys, but the boys can score higher than the dyslexic girls. I wonder what this means. And here is the same data but in a pie chart. And which do you think is the easiest for your reader? I wish to remind you again that this data is rubbish and it bears no resemblance to reality. But you can see if it were true that there are many more boys who are dyslexic than there are girls. In another survey, 50 students in the 7th year were asked to give a grade between 1 and 10 for their English teacher. The teacher's name was Mr. Bumbles. Basic information about Mr. Bumbles: he is 105 years old and has a limp. Unfortunately, his wife died many years ago due to boredom. He is the only teacher in history to have been caned by the headmaster for being grumpy. However, in the class he does a good job, and his students get good grades. Survey carried out by Mr. Sillypants, headmaster. Some of this information is completely wrong. Mr. Mumbles is not 105 years old. A student just said that one day and it stuck. Well, you know what some people are like. His wife never died. She is alive and well and does some good work and sings in the church choir. Mr. Mumbles got his nickname because one day he had a terrible toothache and couldn't speak properly, but he still turned up for work because he cares about his students. The head teacher got his nickname because he had an accident on the way to work and borrowed some trousers, and they never quite reached his shoes, so he was called Silly Pants forever after that. Life can be very unfair, can't it? The point here is that you have to be very careful about the information you collect, because some people don't tell the truth. Can you believe that?